Hi, my name's Andy and this is an EFT session for exam nerves. For more information go to andyeft.com. Now most of us, when facing an exam, feel nervous and worried about they might forget things and fail and things like that. So EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique, is a very simple process that you can use yourself at home to calm your nerves down. Okay, so I'm going to go through this process now with some tapping on my body and also with some affirmations, and if you copy and repeat after me in your own time. Okay, thank you. This is the first tapping point we're going to use. It's called the karate chop point. I'm going to tip the two fingers, I'll tap on this and repeat an affirmation. And the first problem we're going to look at today is sometimes you may feel sick or faint at the start of the exam. That's just your nerves and your worries and things like this, and tapping EFT will really resolve that very quickly. So if you follow after me: even though I feel sick and faint about the thought of being in my exam, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I feel sick and faint about the thought of being in my exam, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I feel faint at the thought of being in my exam, I deeply and completely accept myself. I feel sick in my exam. I feel faint in my exam. I feel sick in my exam. This feeling of feeling faint. This feeling of feeling sick. This feeling of feeling faint in my exam. Deep breath. This feeling of feeling sick in my exam. This feeling of faintness in my exam. Okay. The second feeling that we need to get rid of is apprehension about being nervous in the exam, because the nerves and problems in the exam are mostly caused by apprehension. So if we tap on this one now, back to the karate chop point again, tip to two fingers. Even though this feeling of apprehension about my exam is making me nervous, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though this feeling of apprehension is making me nervous, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though this feeling of apprehension about my exams is making me feel nervous, I deeply and completely accept myself anyway. Now, 5 fingers on top of the head. This feeling of apprehension. 2 fingers, corner of the eyebrow. This feeling of apprehension about my exams. Side of the eye. This feeling of apprehension about my exams. Underneath the eye. This feeling is making me feel nervous. Underneath the nose. This feeling of apprehension. Above the chin. This feeling of apprehension about my exams. Collarbone point, breathe in. This feeling of apprehension about my exams. Underneath the arm. This feeling of apprehension about my exams. Okay, so that's another point dealt with. Obviously, for some people, especially school pupils, they have many exams to deal with at once and they feel overwhelmed. So let's deal with this one. Even though I have this feeling of being overwhelmed with all these exams I am doing, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I have this feeling of being overwhelmed with all the exams I'm doing, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I feel overwhelmed with all these exams I'm doing, I deeply and completely accept myself anyway. This feeling of being overwhelmed. This feeling of being overwhelmed with these exams. This feeling of being overwhelmed with all these exams I'm doing. This feeling of being overwhelmed with these exams. This feeling of being overwhelmed. This feeling of being overwhelmed with these exams. This feeling of being overwhelmed. This feeling of feeling overwhelmed. Okay, so that's that one dealt with. If you on any particular one, if you have to do it more than once, it's okay. Do it 3 or 4 times, and the feeling will go. I'm doing these individually for everybody, but in a one-to-one client, you would stay with what the client actually wants. So the next feeling that could be for you is you may worry you may fail your exam. Despite revising and knowing all the syllabus, you may still worry about failing the exam. So let's tap on this one. Even though I have this feeling of worry that I will fail my exam, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I have this fear of worry that I'll fail my exam, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I have this feeling of worry that I will fail my exam, I deeply and completely accept myself anyway. This feeling of worry. This feeling of worry I will fail my exam. This feeling of worry about my exam. This feeling of worry. This feeling of worry that I will fail my exam. This fear of failure. This fear that I will fail my exam. This fear that I will fail my exam. Okay, so the next one we'll deal with is butterflies in the stomach. That happens with a lot of people, and it's not a very nice feeling, but it is only a feeling, and it can be cleared very easily. Even though I have this feeling of butterflies in my stomach, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I have this feeling of butterflies in my stomach, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I have this feeling of butterflies in my stomach, I deeply and completely accept myself anyway. This feeling of butterflies. This feeling of butterflies in my stomach. This feeling of butterflies in my stomach at my exam. This feeling of butterflies. This feeling of butterflies in my stomach that I want to get rid of. This feeling of butterflies in my stomach that I want to get rid of now. This feeling of butterflies in my stomach that I'm going to release now. This feeling of butterflies in my stomach that I'm going to release now. Okay, another physical symptom you may suffer when doing your exam could be your heart racing and your palms sweating. So here we go again. Even though I can feel my heart racing and my palms are sweating, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I can feel my heart racing and my palms are sweating, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though my heart is beating fast, my palms are sweating, I deeply and completely accept myself anyway. I can feel my heart racing, my palms are sweating, I can feel my heart racing, my palms are sweating. This feeling of heart racing, this feeling of being nervous, my heart is racing, my palms are sweating. Okay, another issue could be you may forget things you've learned. You haven't forgotten them, but you just can't recall them because you're nervous. Even though I'm afraid I will forget all the things I've learned, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I'm afraid I may forget all the things that I've learned, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though during my exam I may forget all the things that I've learned, I deeply and completely accept myself. I'm afraid I will forget. I am afraid I will forget the things I've learned. I am afraid I will forget the things I've learned for my exam. I'm afraid I will forget. I am afraid I will forget all the things I've learned. I'm afraid I will forget all the things I've learned for my exam. I'm afraid I will forget. I'm afraid I will forget all the things I have learned. Okay, the last negative one we're going to look at this moment is concerned you might get difficult questions that you may not be able to answer. Okay. Even though I'm concerned I will get difficult questions in my exam, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I'm concerned I may get difficult questions during my exam, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I'm afraid and concerned that I'll get difficult questions during my exam, I'll deeply and completely accept myself anyway. This feeling of concern. This feeling of concern about difficult questions. This feeling of concern about difficult questions in my exam. This feeling of concern I would like to get rid of. This feeling of concern about difficult questions in my exam. This feeling of concern about difficult questions I want to release. This feeling of concern about difficult questions I want to release now. This feeling of concern about difficult questions that I have released now. Okay, so obviously tap any of those that are relevant to you more than once if you need to. After 2 or 3 tapping sessions, tapping rounds, you should find that your thoughts and your worries about this will disappear very quickly, and you'll be very surprised how quickly it will work. I always like to end with a few positives. So the round is similar, just a slight change of words. Okay. So you repeat after me. My name is Andy, but put your name in. My name is Andy, and I will feel calm and relaxed throughout this exam. My name is Andy, and I will feel calm and relaxed throughout this exam. My name is Andy, and I will feel calm and relaxed throughout my exam. I will feel calm. This feeling of calm. This feeling of being relaxed. This feeling of being relaxed and calm during my exam. I will feel calm during my exam. I will feel relaxed during my exam. I will feel calm and relaxed during my exam. I will feel calm and relaxed during my exam. Okay, another round of positive tapping then. My name is Andy, and I have revised properly for my exam. My name is Andy, and I have revised properly for my exam. My name is Andy, and I have revised properly for my exam. I have revised properly. I have revised sufficiently. I know all the facts. I know all the answers. I have revised properly for this exam. I have revised to the syllabus. I have revised properly for this exam. I have revised sufficiently for this exam. Okay, another quick positive round. My name is Andy, and I have all the answers. My name is Andy, and all the answers will come to me effortlessly. My name is Andy, and all the answers will come to me effortlessly. My name is Andy, and all the answers will come to me effortlessly because I've done all the preparation. All the answers will come. All the answers will come to me effortlessly. All the answers will come to me effortlessly because I've prepared properly. All the answers will come to me with ease. All the answers will come to me effortlessly. All the answers will come to me with ease. I can recall everything I have revised. All the answers will come to me when I need them. Okay, one more positive tapping before this session's over. Nice simple one. My name is Andy, and I will pass this exam with ease. My name is Andy, and I will pass this exam with ease. My name is Andy, and I will pass this exam with ease. I will pass this exam. I will pass this exam with ease. This exam will be easy. I've put the work in, and now I will pass. I will pass this exam with ease. I will pass this exam with ease. I have nothing to worry about, and I will pass. I will pass this exam with ease. Okay, so that's the end of the tapping. Just a quick few tips before your exam. One thing you could do, if you're feeling nervous still, is go into the bathroom or toilet facilities where you'll be alone, and you could do a quick 2 or 3 rounds of tapping just to calm yourself down or reinforce anything that you need to reinforce. And also, while you're waiting to go into the exam, and also out of the exam, breathe deeply and calmly, and you will pass easily. Okay, good luck, and Any comments, let me know. Any questions, let me know. AndyEFT.com. Thanks.